We have some new exciting makeup launches that I cannot wait to try. I just got my new Natasha Denona palette in the mail. It came yesterday, so I thought we could film with this today. This is the I Need a Warm palette, and this one kind of dropped on us unexpectedly. I feel like a lot of times with Natasha palettes we have like a little bit of a leak ahead of time so we know it's coming, and this one was just all of a sudden randomly on Sephora, and I don't think it was supposed to be, but Natasha just kind of went with it and it is now available. So they definitely launched this off of the kind of hype that the I Need a Nude palette got. So we have the I Need a Nude and now I Need a Warm, which is actually perfect here for the fall season. Here is what the inside looks like. So it is another neutral palette, which I'm personally not mad at. I know some people are, and they feel like Natasha just kind of does the same thing all the time, but as someone who is a neutral lover, slight differences in neutral palette color stories can be a deal breaker for me, quite honestly. I'm very picky about what I like, and I feel like Natasha usually does really well with her color stories, and it honestly makes sense. This I Need a Nude palette sold so well for the brand. Have you guys noticed what palettes of hers have been going on major clearance lately? It's the colorful ones, like Yucca, even Xenon, which was like super duper cool tone smoky. Her neutral palette don't usually go on sale that much. So honestly, it makes sense for the brand. This is what sells, especially right now in eyeshadow, but we still have some of her fun, colorful ones to launch here and there. I'm sure she will come up with some in the meantime, but this is just what's trending right now. But I totally see differences here. And even with this one, I was like, oh, that kind of looks a little more neutral than warm, especially with this bottom row here. But I'm telling you, this bottom row looks a little bit more cooler than it actually swatches. It actually goes on the eyes and swatches very warm. So I'm excited about this. I feel like this is the perfect warm palette for what I like. I know she had her bronze palette as well that launched years ago, but that one is extremely warm, leaning almost like a little too colorful, but it's also very like monotone. I feel like you don't get a lot of different looks out of it. It's just a lot deeper, where this one still has a little bit more neutral mattes kind of placed in there as well, and it's not leaning too orangey. Plus there is one like fun multi-chrome shade in here. So that's just my thoughts on the palette. Let's go ahead and get into this. I am going to do my eyeshadow first because I'm just so excited about it. Priming here with the Fenty eye primer. I did swatch this palette earlier. I was making a little Instagram video and it felt really good. Honestly, the mattes were so creamy, pigmented. It felt like the usual Natasha quality that I know and love. Natasha is my favorite eyeshadow formula out of pretty much every single brand. I feel like they can do no wrong in my book, and they're usually pretty consistent. I find their mattes to be very pigmented. Your color on your eyes is going to look like it does in the pan. Some people don't like the super pigmented mattes and prefer something a little bit more lighter and buildable, but for me, I want the pigment right away and I want it to blend out really well, which is what Natasha Denona gives. And her shimmers also very stunning, very metallic and beautiful. They're not too wet, so they're not very creasy. That's just why I love her brand. I'm going to use my Singe beauty brushes today because Singe has some new blushes we're going to be trying out later in this video. So I wanted to use the eye brushes as well, but you guys know I pretty much use these a lot in my routine. It's either Singe or BK Beauty that I'm using. But for this look today, let's go ahead and start with the color Ripe in the crease. As you can see, like, you get the pure pigment right away. A lot of times with other brands, I feel like you have to build up to get this pigmentation, but it's a really nice soft peach. Just lightly blending that out into the crease here. Let's build that up a little bit with Fervor, and I'm taking this kind of in the outer half of the crease here, just going over that peach to kind of fade from light to dark. And I'm just using the same brush for that. Next, going into the shade Pep, this darker brown, I'm using the E06 from Singe and patting that here in the outer corner. Moving that up into the crease as well, but with this brush I like the patting motions because it is a little bit more dense, but it does pack on the pigment really nicely. but it's not one that you can really blend a lot back and forth with. And I'm just kind of lightly taking this on my lower lash line too. I'm going to use the shade Flashover on my lower lash line. And this is the EO5 brush from Singe. I'm just smoking that out. And then going back into Pep with that same brush and deepening the crease up just a little bit with a little more detail here. All right, so let's take a little bit of the duochrome in the palette. It's Phenomena. It's like a kind of orange to green shift. And I'm going to place this just using my finger here on the lid. I'm just patting that in the center here. But yeah, you can kind of see that gorgeous shift in that one. Next, I'm going to go into the shade of Fancy right here for the inner corner. And just saturating my brush with that. And patting that in the inner corner here. So usually when I like kind of do two colors in the lid, it might look a little bit unblended. So then I just take a tiny bit more of that duochrome we used. And I'm just going to lightly press that onto the edges. Just so we can kind of softly blend these two colors together. But just wanting to keep that inner corner nice and bright. So that's how the eyeshadow looks. I am going to add some brown eyeliner here just on my waterline. And I am going to clean this up with concealer, but really there's not a whole lot of mess to clean, just a little bit of the edges where we blended. But I did get a new concealer in, and it's from Giorgio Armani. It's their Luminous Silk Glow Concealer. Curious to try this. You know, I don't really love glowy products, but under the eyes, sometimes it works a little bit better for me, even with oily skin, because you just want to keep that area nice and hydrated, because I feel like the eyes always show creases and wrinkles the most under there. So we can try this out today. Let's see, I think number 2. That's the lightest one that I received, so I feel like this will probably be the best option for me. But yeah, the packaging is so pretty. It's just like the Luminous Silk foundation. I know everyone loves Luminous Silk foundation, but it does not work for me. It's like too greasy for me. The formula's a little see-through going on, so I feel like it's going to be more of a medium coverage here. I don't normally do my concealer before foundation, but usually I put my foundation on and then my eyeshadow, but this is just how it's going today. Oh yeah, that actually looks really natural. And yeah, it has a little bit of a glow to it for sure. But I feel like once I set with powder, it won't be too noticeable. But hey, maybe this will be a good option for more dry skin. But that's how it looks. Just kind of cleans everything up. Let's go ahead and put our foundation on next. Which for this, I want to use the new Dior Face and Body that I bought from Sephora the other day. I bought the new version because I've been using the old ones and you can't get it anymore. And people say they don't like this one as much. So I want to see how it works for me. I'm probably not going to do like a full wear test today. But I will update you guys in the description box how this wears. Ooh, okay. So definitely smells like the Dior. Dior has a very distinct scent to it. It's a little perfumey, but kind of fresh. I feel like it applies similar to the original formula. Maybe it has like slightly more coverage though. But it's really easy to blend in. Also, like when I apply my foundation, I apply it like fast. I am a very fast blender. People always comment like, wow, it looks like you are being really aggressive, but girl, I want to get my foundation done. I'm not trying to take an hour to do my foundation, you know? So I'm a little harsh of a blender, that's for sure. So here's how it looks. I honestly feel like this looks really good to me. It looks very comparable to the old formula. Maybe slightly glowier. I'll have to see how this wears though for sure and update you guys in the comments. Because yeah, I think the real test is going to be if this gets too greasy on me. Since I do have oily skin. The original usually stays really well for me and lasts all day, but yeah, I can definitely sense a little bit more glow than usual. You can see it's like a more medium coverage because you can still see these acne dots, and I'm going to cover those up with actually this Jouer concealer. I like more coverage, for blemishes. I can tell that the Giorgio Armani more glowy one is not going to work for blemishes for me because it's a little more thin. And I need something more full coverage to cover that stuff. I don't know why my chin area has been breaking out so bad lately. I think it's because I just got a facial and I feel like that kind of detoxes the skin a little bit and brings everything to the surface. So I think my skin's purging a little bit right there, and hopefully it calms down in the next week or two. For setting the eyes, we're going to use this Tower 28 Get Set powder. This is a brand new drop from them. They have the translucent. There is a pink powder. I got the translucent because pink powders they never do anything for me. I'm too fair for them. But I've been hearing really good things about this, and I have tried it actually a couple times, and I was pretty impressed. So I'm going to use this to actually set my under eyes. Because if you guys haven't heard the whole Givenchy powder debacle, where's my new one? They reformulated this, and I used to use this under my eyes for everything, and they reformulated it without talc, but they made it luminous, which is like a no-no. If you guys have large pores or oily skin under the eyes, it looks like a highlighter. Not what I want for setting my under eyes. So we're gonna dive into this instead. I'm just saturating this puff. This is from Singe as well. I actually haven't tried this yet. She just sent this one over, but it's literally the perfect size. And we're just gonna set that concealer here. I prefer more of a loose powder for setting the rest of my face, but this could be like a pretty good option. You can see just how like smoothing that is, and it just mattifies everything without looking really dry. For the rest of my face, I use Huda in Pound Cake, and I just press this everywhere into the skin. For brows, my go-to combo is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil with the Rare Beauty Brow Wax. So I'm just gonna lightly fill these in, and then we'll fluff them up a little bit. I will be putting on a lash today as well, since I am doing a little bit more filming. But I am first going to use this One Size Fantasize mascara. This is a really nice lengthening formula. I just put some glue in my lashes, so I'm waiting for those to dry. If you guys watch, I think it was in my Sephora haul, I was talking about the Dior new bronzer stick, and I ordered the second to lightest shade, and it was very orange on me, so we're actually gonna try the light shade. I went ahead and bought this one instead. For these, I like to just apply my brush right onto the product instead of on my cheeks. It's a lot more precise this way. And then sometimes I just tap a little bit of the excess on my hand, and then we'll go in and sculpt. This is a lot more cool toned. I did powder my skin though, so it's looking a little patchy. I don't know if that color looks like too muddy. It's so cool toned that I don't know if it's that flattering. Let me just pop my foundation a little bit on top. But yeah, these Dior sticks are ultra pigmented, but there's a huge difference between this light shade that's way ashy and then the second one is really orange. So I don't know. I mean, that looks a little bit better, but I just don't know if these are my colors, because yeah, it's looking very gray. I feel like I am giving up a little on these. Let me go ahead and press just my excess powder over that. Let's pop on these lashes. These are just Amazon half lashes that I'm always mentioning here. I just love a little half lash so it doesn't overtake the eye at all, and you can still see your really pretty eyeshadow. Since I don't have the most lid space, I feel like half lashes just work the best for me. Alright, next is blush, which I'm so excited about this. So Singe Beauty, which was the brushes I was using. It's by my friend Angelica Nyqvist. She just came out with her first like color cosmetic blushes. So we are going to try one of these out today. Packaging is so cute and very 70s retro. But let's go over all the shades. I think these are available now. This shade is called Persistent Persimmon. Angie loves a good orange blush, and this is definitely giving orange. Let's do a swatch. Probably won't look good on my more cool tone skin, but it's definitely very unique, like a yellowy orange color. This is definitely more my speed, riveting rhubarb. I love a good rosy pink. Well, that one's a little bit more, I would say like a melon pink actually, and these do have a slight like shimmer or glow to them. This one looks so beautiful. This is Risky Raisin. I feel like this would be pretty with our look today. Kind of a burnt orange. And we have kind of another reddish orange. This is called Timid Tomato. I think that would be really pretty with today's look as well. So those are the 4 shades in the Singe Beauty blushes. I'm going to try out Risky Raisin. This is the darkest one, I think, but I'm going to try and use a light hand with it. The tone is just too perfect for this look today, so I'm actually going to use this brush, the Singe F06, because it's pretty nice and small and light and a little more controlled. That actually looks more rosy on the cheeks. So that is Risky Raisin. So pretty. For lips, I have a few things from the brand Wonderskin. Now, I don't know if you've seen this like lip stain trend that is like this crazy lip kind of peel off stain that you put on. It's very crazy color and then you peel it off and you have this gorgeous stain left over. I feel like I've seen it all over the internet and I've been wanting to try them. So yeah, Wonderskin sent over a few things. They actually came out with a Chipotle collab too, which is so cool, with a special color for them, but that one is sold out. They did send me it, so I won't use that one today, but I want to use this one. It says Wonder Blading Lip Mask in Whimsical. Look at this color though, it's gonna look crazy. So we're supposed to put it on dry lips. I don't think we line or anything. Oh my word. Okay, so I think we let this sit to dry. So I think we're supposed to spray this applicator that comes in the kits on it. Now it's peeling off, but I feel like you could just kind of wipe this off. I don't even know if you really need that mist. Like, you could probably just use water. It leaves like a nice stain behind. I need to fix my face. I feel like I got that spray all over. Alright, so here is the stain. As you can see, it's like literally stained, transfer proof. And I might add like a little lip liner to it. This is just a Rare Beauty lip liner in Wise. It's about the perfect color. But I just like my lips to look a little bit more plump. I'm going to just kind of smooth that in. And I'll do like a clear balm on top. So that's how it looks with everything applied. Definitely a fun concept, but it takes some work to get to the result. I'm sure this is going to be super long lasting though, since it is a stain. I'll definitely update you guys or throw in a little clip of how we look towards the end of the day. It was really fun to use. I prefer lining my lips before putting product on, and I feel like you can't really do that with this because it's going to mess it up. But yeah, I always like to overline the lips a bit, so I don't know if it's like the product for me, but maybe like, you know, on a fun, more natural makeup day where you just want a little bit of a stain, just a little bit more color and juiciness. Because yeah, my lips can definitely look pretty boring and dead looking when I have nothing on them. But definitely a fun concept here. I'd probably do without the little spray, just use some water. It should work the same. So here is our finished look. Let me know what you guys think of the products so far. I am really pleased with the new I Need a Warm palette. It definitely leans more warm than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like too neutral and that there wouldn't be a big enough difference between this one and the I Need a Nude, but I'm happy to say I feel like it definitely fits the name, and I feel like it is definitely the more warm version of I Need a Nude, and it's literally perfect for the fall time if you guys like warm tones and want a really good quality palette. If you want to save a little bit, I do have a code with Natasha Denona. It's just LEAHJANAE on their website, but it's also available on Sephora and Ulta if you would rather purchase it on there too. But yeah, this was so much fun testing the new makeup. I feel like the only thing I'm just kind of like iffy about is the Dior contour stick. I think I honestly like the shade we used last time even more than this one. This was just like very, very cool tone. It did kind of blend out though, but I'm just not blown away for the price of that. The foundation is looking really good. I will let you guys know how it holds up. The new Singe blushes, of course, are beautiful, very pigmented, kind of leaning more towards warm tones. If you guys like, goes perfect with the Natasha palette today. and the lip stain definitely is going to require a bit more testing, but it was kind of fun to test out today. I think it will look really pretty too on its own with just like a little gloss on top. Maybe I'll throw up a clip of how that looks too, just by itself. But anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.